Hello, my name's Scruffy. I wanted to make a video to properly introduce myself because I made one a few days ago and I did a really bad job of doing that. A lot of the viewers that found that video were not my followers and the skip rate was like 80-something%. So I figured I would give it another go and just try to talk about myself a little bit. I make music for fun. I started in 2019. I made some pretty bad music back then. I started actually trying to make music in, I think it was the end of 2023 that I released my first song called Homebody. And that was my first actual release, I guess, under the name Scruffy. I have some previous releases under previous names that I'm not going to talk about. In October of 2024, I released a song called Like You. And I didn't put it on Spotify or anything. And I talked about it in the previous video, but I'll talk about it here in a second. That was my first actual song, I guess, or the one that I put the most work into, that I didn't just, record and then spend 5 minutes being like, oh, I gotta mix, quote unquote, and then release it. I put work into this one to some degree. And my initial plan was, well, I'm just gonna send it to my family, I'm gonna send it to my friends, and then they'll listen and we'll all have a great time. Because that's what it had always been. I would send it to my friends, my family. It got around 2,300 views, which is not a lot in the grand scheme of things. It's a lot to me because I like to imagine that's 2,300 listens, which is just mind-blowing to me to even think about someone or a group of people listening to anything I made that many times, and I'm extremely grateful for it. But I was a little bit scared by it, so I backed off and I took some time to think about what I wanted to do, about if I just wanted to set it and forget it, just let that be a one-time thing. The reason that Like You was not on Spotify was Novulant, I don't know how to pronounce it. He released a song a month or two before mine using the same instrumental, and mine got a copyright strike. So I'm not 100% sure if he bought a exclusive license from Gray Skies. We'll touch on that at a later date. I started working on another song called Meet Me in Montauk, which I fucking hated. I got into that in the last video as well. Could not stand it. I didn't like it whenever I was making it. I didn't like it whenever I released it, and then I unreleased it and then re-released it again. I think it was like 2 months after I unreleased it again because it was terrible. And then after that is when I started working on the song that I'm working on right now, which I'm not going to talk about just yet, but I might release some kind of teaser or something in the next couple weeks, and I want to make sure that it's the best that it can be before I put it out. I'm hoping to release it as a 2-song EP with Like You on Spotify. I mentioned this in the last video that I made, but again, it didn't get a lot of watch time, so I just want to try to mention it here, and maybe now that I've taken time to properly explain who I am, maybe I'll get some listeners out of it. Anyway, sorry for yapping so much. I just wanted to take a second to talk about who I am and what I'm doing and why I'm just now deciding to try to speak about my music and my plans for the future, and maybe try to build an audience because I realized that's something I'm interested in. I'm very interested in sharing my music with people, even if it's not the best thing I've ever made. So I hope going forward that can be something that I do. Anyway, thank you guys for coming on here and listening to me yap for about 3 minutes. Hopefully I can get some reach. I just want to meet new people, share my stuff, and get some feedback. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day.